Welcome to the catering training video. You've been selected to be a part of the catering training. We're super excited to have you a part of it. And the reason why you were selected is because you're one of our leaders here, and we want you to be a part of each and every one of the processes of catering. From the beginning stages of catering, taking a phone call, setting up the event, setups and deliveries, as well as the execution of deliveries and special selling events as well. I understand that catering is not the primary responsibility for you here at the restaurant, but we're excited to have you a part of it, excited for have you go through this training video and the future growth that you'll be a part of regarding catering as well, and all the steps and stages that we have involved in it. I want to share, first of all, a couple quotes with you today. The first quote is, it's in catering, it's better to be consistent than creative. Consistency is key. That's what this training really is all about. And so again, you'll see that many times over here in this training. The next one is successful selling representatives, successful catering representatives always think about the next sale. So a lot of what we do here at Chick-fil-A Strongsville, the second mile service behaviors, all the things that we do that really enhance the dining experience and service experience of our guests with catering is really about building that next sale, making them want to order from us time and time again. So again, very excited to get going with this training. Let's begin with the phone script checklist. Step one of the phone script training guide. Step one is please try to answer the phone within 3 rings. Kind of a common thing, kind of an obvious maybe response for the beginning of our phone script. Answering the phone within 3 rings says, your phone call is important to me. I want to get to you as quickly as possible. Phone rings and rings and rings. 2 things that the guests are going to think. One, they're more capable, of course, of hanging up the phone and not answering the phone. Second point with that, of course, that doesn't start off with a great first impression if, again, it rings and rings and rings. Again, we want to make sure we deliver a great first impression right from the very beginning. Step 2 of the phone script checklist is our greeting, our initial greeting. So we simply say, thank you for calling Chick-fil-A Strongsville. My name is Aaron. How may I serve you? We should actually pause after our name. This allows our guests to hear your name clearly and allows to have a personal connection between your name and theirs. Again, the start of a personal or emotional connection with the guest. You want to make sure that you ensure the location of our store is always in every greeting. This will ensure that they are calling the correct location. The next step is really when the order begins. You first want to ask, is this for delivery or for pickup? We never want to just assume that's only for pickup. Again, it's sort of a common thing for us typically during the week. We certainly want to offer that. There are many times guests will say, well, I didn't know you offer delivery services. I'll be very happy to deliver for you. The guests sometimes will ask if there's a difference in price. Our prices are higher on each delivered item, but there are no additional fees for delivery. Gratuities are not accepted, and there's no charges for place settings and serving utensils, serving needs they need for the guests. So we certainly want to say there is an additional charge on each item that you deliver, but there are some positive things that they don't need to be concerned or worried about with that as well. Step 4, very important, that we then ask, is this for today or for an upcoming day? Again, is this for today or for an upcoming day? We're getting the date and time from them. This is very valuable early in the call because the order process changes very quickly. If the order is either in the very near future, it's in the next couple hours, maybe we're unable to handle the order, or the order that requires assistance from leadership above you. So somebody that, I need to be able to pass this along, or they're asking for another leader right at the beginning of the phone call that they've typically worked with. I've worked with Aaron in the past, worked with Anthony in the past. They may ask for us at that point. So be very careful to stay positive and be empowered to accept an order on the same day, especially with hot items, smaller orders, or orders with many hours from the time of the call. Be careful about your lack of surety, guests waiting on hold when it's not necessary, or giving the guest the impression that their order is a burden for us in any way. Placing a guest on hold to check is important, but always stay positive, eager to get back to them and not keep them on hold for a long time. So it's really important, again that it's always very positive. Guest says, I need to place a large nugget order for an hour from now. Sir, if I could please place you on hold for just a moment, I'd be happy to check on that for you. Thank you so much for your call. We'd love to be able to take your order. Let me just check on that time and that availability for it. Just be back with you in a moment. Again, that's the proper way to handle that. We may get back to that gentleman and may say, sir, I'm sorry, we can't unfortunately do that nugget tray in 1 hour, but if you give us 2 hours, we'd be happy to make that happen for you. Guest may have no problem with that. But again, if we say to a guest, yeah, I don't know if we really can do a nugget order. It's really difficult. We're really busy today. I don't think that's going to work out for us. And man, I can check to see what we can do. Can I place you on hold? You place that guest on hold. Even if you say, hey, 2 hours later, we can make that happen. The guest says, absolutely, 2 hours works great for me. We've given the guest the impression that calling in for a catering order is a burden, is a negative thing. But we might not be prepared for same-day orders. Of course, we love our guests to give us 24 hours, 48 hours notice. 24 hours is the most ideal, of course. But we want to give our guests an impression that they can give us a call, and we'll do our very best to make that happen for them. So again, try to stay positive with that. Again, this step is getting the date and time. Again, the question we would ask is it for today or for an upcoming day? The next step is a very important question that we haven't really done a great job at, and honestly, I'm guilty of not doing a consistent great job with this as well, but very, very important to the future of taking phone call orders. And that's asking the question, is this for a social event or for a business? Now, if it's for a social event and the conversation is easygoing and pleasant, ask what the event is for. This is valuable information for making the catering order personal. Future business from the contact and possibly the location of the event is taking place. Let me give you an example. If it's at a movie theater for a birthday, could we provide a mini move for each child? Could we connect through marketing with the movie theater for future special occasions? If they indicate it's a business, ask the business name. Ensure that you write it down and any additional information they give you about the business. So if it's a department, a specific location. Give you an example, a Verizon business, for example. There's one in Strongsville, there's one in Brunswick, there's ones in Medina, there's multiple locations. Make sure you get the proper location, as well as if it's a company picnic or holiday party, specific wing of a building, whatever it might be. Get as much detailed information as you're able to get. So certainly the guests will typically provide that as well. Make sure you get gaining that information, asking that question each and every time on your phone script. The next step is that may I have your first name and your last name, please. Why this is so vital is because if it's for a business or an event, well, we'll need to know the name. Plus, it's important for closing out the transaction. How many Mikes are there at a business? Also, it's great to be able to use in more of a professional greeting. So instead of just saying Mike, we could say Mr. Wilson and refer to that person in more of a professional way. May have your phone numbers, the next step, step 7. Critically important. Guests may verify that this is their work phone, cell phone, or home phone number. Typically, the way that I ask it is, may I have your phone number, the best number to reach you, please? And again, typically they provide me with a cell phone or their office number that they're sitting right there at their desk, whatever the best number is. But we want to be able to be in contact with them if it's necessary. Next step is one of our newest steps on our phone script checklist. For those of you that are familiar with the phone script checklist, this is something that's a very new addition for us, and that is, may I have your address? We would love to send you a thank you card and a treat in the mail. Again, what a neat opportunity there. This is a voluntary piece of the ordering process. We do not want to insist if the guest is not interested or are not comfortable, but we do want to make sure that we ask every single guest. Again, we'd love the opportunity to send them a thank you card, a little treat in the mail, might be like a complimentary cookie or complimentary DOC or BOG, something sent it to them in the mail. Again, goes back to that quote that we talked about just a moment. Successful catering representatives always think about the next sale. Can you imagine getting a delivery order to your business and 3 days later you get a letter in the mail from the place that you ordered the food from, Chick-fil-A? Just says, thank you so much for ordering from us. We can't wait to serve you again. We look forward to the next opportunity, a special little treat for them to stop by the restaurant and have a complimentary cookie or a little dessert or complimentary sandwich. What a nice touch that will be. We think that's going to build a lot of great future business for us as well and allow us to be in contact with them as well. Step 9 is really building the sale. So we ask the question that we're looking for you to ask is, do you have in mind what you'd like to order, or can I guide you through what we have to offer? Help the guests by inquiring, if able, if this is for are they looking for like an appetizer? Are they looking for more of an entree? Are they looking for a complete dining experience? Some guests call and say, I just need a small nugget tray. Maybe they're showing up at a party. Maybe they're sharing it with a family meal tonight at home. Again, that's an example. If they get it and they say, well, I want a full experience. I'm providing for a medical clinic or an office building or a hospital. Now we have the opportunity to guide them through, okay, we need salad and we need fruit, maybe some wraps or chicken salad. We need nuggets or strips maybe with that. We'll finish up with some cookies and maybe some gallons of tea or lemonade. And so again, having the opportunity to kind of guide them through our ordering process as well. Not just assuming that the guest knows exactly what they want to order. A guest may call and say, I just want a medium nugget tray. We may say, again, we have an opportunity to build on that as well. And again, that guest might order more from us. So we want to inquire and suggest desserts, sides, beverages. Simply get in the habit of saying, can I interest you in fresh fruit, garden salad, cookie trays, or any other trays? When guests order nuggets or strips, explain the sauces, but also if they like anything additional. Extra sauces, the nice 8-ounce tubs, they're $1.75 for pickup. They're $2.20 if delivered. So again, some guests will appreciate having the opportunity to have a little bit of variety in that as well. Traditionally, we allow you to have one 8-ounce sauce for a small nugget tray or medium nugget tray. A large nugget tray, again, would provide 2. The same is true with the strips as well. Again, of course, they can order additional, and it's a good question to ask the guest. You want to make sure you inquire of desired sauces, salad dressings needed for salads or cool wraps. Always ask if there's anything else that they would like to order or any questions that they have through the ordering process. And that's really the step-by-step guideline to be able to building and taking the order. Step 9 is actually preparing the order. So would you like us to prepare for you place settings, cutlery, and essential needs for serving? Please inform and set them at ease that these are complimentary, and it would be our pleasure to ensure that they have all they need to serve in a setting for each of their guests. Please find out for how many people, and make sure you write that information, valuable information, on the catering sheet comments. And we'll make sure that we prepare that with our catering checklist as well. So for example, you'd write in the comments 25 settings. And it's everything that we need to know. We'll use the checklist as our guide. We know exactly what's needed based on the order that they placed. Finally, step 10 is the confirmation and thank you. We want to make sure we confirm all the items, the time, the date, and delivery if it's applicable. So again, we're going to be delivering to this location. This is the address. We want to make sure we thank the guests kindly and say we look forward to serving them. We want to also make sure that we confirm payment. We'd be happy to take your credit card over the phone. We'll secure that in our system, of course. It's not simply written down. We want to make sure that we set the guests at ease about that as well. Confirming payment is very, very important at this point. Make it personal for the guests at the end of the transaction as well, the end of experience with them over the phone. If knowledge is gained, so I hope your son has a wonderful birthday. We look forward to delivering to your business again, whatever it might be. Please inform them that if they have any changes, additions, or questions, please give us a call. And there's a special note. Using their name or formal name several times during the phone call is really true service excellence with that as well. So let me take you through one more thing and one more guide and one more tool that we have for you as well with the phone script checklist. This is our phone script checklist. It's 11 steps, exactly what I went over with you, but bullet points, step-by-step guide. So from 1, always try to answer within 3 rings, to 11, confirming the complete order, requesting payment, and thanking the guest. And again, everything in between. We're going to have this posted in a couple different places. We'll have this here in the office. Again, we will have this as well as the manager station up front. We'll have it in a folder there for you. So again, you can access that. So you can grab one of those out when the phone rings and say they're calling for a catering order. Again, you can find a quiet place, maybe they're at the manager station, maybe a table in the dining room, break room. Obviously, the office is an ideal location, but not always available. But again, that's a good place for you to take it as well. You'll use this as a step-by-step guide of what information that we're looking to gain from all of our phone calls. Please make sure that you're using this checklist. As leaders of the catering team, we're going to make sure that we're going to follow up with you on as well, trying to gain that information. If we don't get a business name, that's okay. But are you consistently asking the question, trying to gain that information? Are we getting the address for the guest? Again, that's an information that we want to be able to gain as well. We want to make sure we're as complete as possible in our catering order, providing the very best possible service for our guests. The next step that we're going to be going over next on our training is actually taking a catering order. And we'll go over that right now. This is our catering order sheet. I know all of you are very familiar with what this is. I'm just going to spend just a couple minutes over it, kind of guiding you through what it is and the information that we're looking to gain, as well as the most critical information, as well as common errors that are made in filling out our catering order sheets. And so again, right at the very top of it, we have our contact name. Again, we want to make sure we're looking for our first name and last name. Here's where we have our company name listed, where we're going to be asking that each and every time over our phone script. You can also include social event there as well. So if you find out it's a child's birthday, you can certainly list that information there. Address, of course, we're now asking for the address, where we can send a thank you card, as well as a special treat in the mail. Phone number is going to be the most critical information along with the guest's name at the very top of the catering order sheet. With our event date, of course, we list that as well as our ready and delivery times. I want to spend just a moment with you on our ready and delivery times. This is very important. The ready time is telling our back-of-house team that that's the time that you want everything fully prepared and ready to be walked out the door, loaded into the vehicle, and driven off to the delivery site, or have everything completely ready for being picked up. Specifically to delivery, your ready time and your delivery time obviously are going to be different times. Ready time, you want to make sure you're very conscious of having the right time to be the appropriate amount of time to the time that you need to be at the location delivered. Let me give an example. You may say that you need to be in downtown Cleveland at 11 o'clock in the morning. That means your ready time should be approximately 10:15 a.m. Gives you about 45 minutes of travel time to get to that location. And that, of course, depends on where you're going downtown, how you're going to get into the building. Is it easily accessible for you to be able to set up in a standard kind of office building to deliver to? Are you able to park? Do you have to park your vehicle? Things like that. As well as traffic times, any delays that might occur as well. Of course, here's another example. You may be delivering to Dick's Sporting Goods over at Strongsville Mall, right across the road. It's about a 5-minute delivery away at the most. Having 11 o'clock delivery time, having it ready by 10:30 is a good 30 minutes. That's going to be too early. So you want to make sure you're very conscious of that. When taking delivery time and communicating that with the guests, you also want to let the guests know that, again, what time do they really want to have it prepared fully and ready for delivery at the location. So the guest is going to tell you over the phone, we want it delivered at 11:30 in the morning. That's great information. The next question you want to make sure you're communicating or asking the guest is that what time you'd like to be eating at the event? Because I'd be happy to arrive just a little bit earlier than that to make sure everything's displayed, all the settings are put out for you, all the food is properly displayed, so your guests are ready to pick up their plate and enjoy their lunch right at 11:30 a.m. So again, I would then typically arrive at 11:15 in the morning, give myself about a 15-minute buffer there to make sure everything's displayed and ready for them. So we want to make sure we're communicating that to our guests as well. What guests expect from other catering companies is twofold. If it's a pizza place, we know what the pizza places do. They tape napkins to the top of the box, they hand the pizza off, everything's done. If they say 11:30 in the morning, they get a pizza at 11:30 in the morning, the job is done. Other catering companies may actually bring complimentary settings along, plateware and cutlery and serving utensils. They'll hand that to the administrative assistant or the person that ordered that. They're then responsible for taking care of everything. At Chick-fil-A Strongsville, we take on that. We want to make sure we display everything wonderfully. We'll go over that together in the training today. We might share everything that looks absolutely perfect. All the food is laid out, ready for them to simply pick up a plate and go ahead and enjoy their lunch, enjoy their meal. And so again, we want to make sure we're conscious of the time on that as well. So ready time and delivery time, be very conscious of that. And again, make sure, again, we always have those times listed as well. Want to make sure we provide delivery and pickup, and then please make sure that you're writing your initials, your last name under where it says order taken by, so we have the opportunity to follow up with you on that if there's any questions about it. It's very important information there as well. When placing the order, of course, make sure that you're doing your very best to be as descriptive as possible on this, listing your sauces, variety of salad dressings or specific salad dressings that guests are requesting, and then your comments section, that's where you're going to list things like, I need 25 settings for the guest, or a couple other special notes that you have on there. Kitchen notes would be something, for example, if they've ordered 50 sandwiches and you want those with no pickles, that would be a good place for you to put that as well, something to indicate to the kitchen team that that's what you need for the specific order. I know for a lot of us, including myself, I don't have the best handwriting. Please make sure that you're doing your very, very best to be as to be easily readable as possible, so somebody can read this information and be able to perform the delivery properly. We don't want to miss something. We don't want to not see that you need the fruit tray. It was listed, but we didn't see it. Things like that are very, very important. Again, this is our catering order sheet. Again, along with your phone script checklist, this is going to be the main tool that you'll be using. We look forward to you placing these orders, and we appreciate your effort to make sure it's done clearly, as descriptive as possible for our guests and the orders that you're taking. Excellent. So now we're going to move on to the next step, which is our catering checklist, actually building up our supplies, cutlery, plateware, all the serving needs that our guests need for a successful delivery. This is our catering setup checklist. So we're going to go step-by-step guide through 10 different items that we're looking for on most deliveries. Again, this won't be for everything. It's not applicable with everything, but take you through basically what this is and how we build the settings into the bag as well for you. So beginning, it says attention all team members filling catering bags. Please circle for delivery or for pickup orders. Please initial or write not applicable if not needed. Initials are very important versus using a check mark. Allows us to make sure, again, we know the person that prepared the settings for the delivery or for the pickup order. Again, we can follow up with that individual if there's anything that's questionable or anything that got missed, as well as making sure, again, that it's just a checks and balance. Again, you are certain that there is a checklist that has been completed for the order. So when you show up at the delivery, you have everything that you need for the delivery. So let's take you through each step here. Begins with plates. We want to make sure we count to ensure that there are enough for the desired place settings. 1 or 2 additional plates is acceptable, but never less. Again, so we want to make sure that we don't ballpark it. A guest says they need 25 settings. We want to have 25 plates available to them. Very important that we don't have 10 or 15 or even 23. Again, imagine if you are a business person that's just spent $300, $400, $500 on an order, and you're providing plateware and cutlery and everything's been provided for you for 25, and 2 of your people don't have a plate or don't have a particular cutlery set. So please make sure your numbers are accurate on that. Count each individual plate. I have the plates right here for us. Again, so I've counted 25 plates here. I want to make sure I put this in the bottom of the bag. Plates can go to the very bottom. Okay. So I have my plates inside. Next is cutlery sets, which need to be complete with fork, knife, napkin, and salt and pepper sets. Okay, so our cutlery sets should have 1 or 2 additional sets is acceptable, but never less. Cutlery sets must be placed in a box, lunchbox, and be neat and organized. So here's an example of that. Again, it shouldn't just be thrown in there loosely. There's an example of 25 cutlery sets placed inside the box. For ones that are larger than that, obviously, if I get into 30, 40, 50 cutlery sets and plates, I may have to split it between 2 boxes. Go ahead and place that right inside the bag as well as your next item in line. Next one is mince. My next is mince. And so again, Chick-fil-A mince, please ensure we have 1 per person. Mince should be placed in a container, neat and organized, and along with the lid. So for example, 25 mince, I'm going to seal that. I'm going to go ahead and store that right in our bag as well. Again, all one big nice shopping bag here. Next are cups. Cups are only needed when tea or lemonade is sold specifically. Please ensure there's enough for every person. Same thing applying with the plateware and cutlery. Make sure you have enough cups for the guest. When tea is sold, upon request, we can ensure that they have a variety of sugars and sweeteners. That's more specifically for unsweetened tea. We'd have sugar and maybe Splenda available, little packets on the side, as well as sliced lemons are cut as well. We can offer that to the guests. Not necessarily with every order. It's a nice touch for us to have that available for them for gallons of unsweetened tea. Again, we'd have that displayed in a nice box as well and placed in here. This is going to be offered and listed as such as well. No lids or straws offered with any of our catering orders. If the guest needs those for any reason, say it's a kid's baseball game, something like that, certainly could provide that for them. But again, typically our cups are just kept in a sleeve of cups. Here's an example of 25 smalls. If they only need 10 or 15, I'm not obviously going to give them a whole sleeve. I'm going to break it apart, tie a little knot in it, place it inside the bag as well. Next items, okay? Next one is tongs needed for each item that require it. So what's common for tongs? Chicken strips or salad would be two of the items that we traditionally use with tongs. So again, we want to make sure we have a tongs per tray. So if the guest has 2 large salad trays, we provide them 2 tongs. If they have a salad tray, a cookie tray, and they have a chicken strip tray, we would provide them with 3 tongs. And again, tongs can be kept inside their packaging. They look simply like this. We have them in boxes. Toss those right inside the bag. Those are not required to be in boxes. Serving utensils don't need to be in box displayed. They can just be put in the thing because, again, they still look sharp and presentable, and you're going to need to be able to access them when you get to the delivery quickly. So go ahead and toss those right in the bag. I have 2 tongs. Excuse me, I have 3 tongs for this particular delivery. Next one is large serving spoons. Here's what these look like. I have 3 for the order. Most commonly, these are used for nuggets. All nuggets are served with a large serving spoon, as well as fruit trays, of course. So it would make more sense for you to scoop those particular items with a spoon. And so again, that's traditionally what you'd use for those. And again, those go right in the bag as well. Those can go in loosely for that as well. Next one is when we get into wrapped individual forks and spoons. Forks, individual fork items are used for pickles. So when you have pickles inside, you can stab the pickles as you display those up on a delivery, as well as lemon slices. So people aren't using their fingers or their hands. Simple forks will suffice for that. Spoons, most importantly, more commonly used those. Just simple little soup spoons that we use for our soup. These are used for sauces. Again, if you can imagine setting out a caramel sauce, barbecue, Chick-fil-A sauce, any of our sauces that we offer, not having to pour them out, not having to kind of figure out a way to sort of like portion those, little spoons are served with those as well. So you want to have 1 per sauce that you're displaying. So again, want to make sure toss those right inside the bag. Those don't need to be loose. Next one is mayo, pickles, dressings, and sauces. This particular order, I provided a barbecue sauce, a Chick-fil-A sauce. They did order a fruit tray. All fruit trays come with what? Correct. Caramel sauce. Very important. Caramel sauce. Absolutely. Very common. The most common item that's missed on catering orders, to tell you the truth. And so, not surprisingly, people that order consistently have closed out on this in the past. Again, this can be a negative thing for our guests. It's a great item that goes with that fruit tray. Okay. So want to make sure you put those right in the bag. Again, they can go in loosely as well. Again, we have the little spoons to be able to portion with those as well. So again, those will always be listed on your catering order sheet. Next one says, so is your mayo, pickles, dressings, and sauces. Sauces and dressings, so we get to the dressings, salad dressings, provided with our wraps as well as our salads, most commonly. This is a variety. It should be displayed nicely displayed, not tossed in there loosely. Gives them a nice variety of what items they have. So the avocado lime ranch isn't sitting on the bottom of it, so the guest doesn't even know that they have it. They can see it here easily, can just pull that item out or whatever it is. And again, portioning, giving them the appropriate number of salad dressings. That's based on the number of items that they have. So, for example, if it's 10 settings and it's 1 salad tray, you'd be providing 10 salad dressings. You don't want to give them 40 salad dressings. You certainly don't want to give them 5, and for not the appropriate number of people as well. So, I always want to make sure that those things line up as well. But again, this should be nicely displayed as well. You close that box nicely. Put that inside the bag as well. Take the sauces back out. Get it on top. I'm playing a little Tetris here, making sure everything fits nicely. Tetris, by the way, quick fun fact for you, is a game from the 80s or 90s for you young kids. Anyway, check it out sometime. It's pretty great. It's great fun back in the day. And finally, as we get to it, it talks about our catering bags, food holding bags, and delivery bags. Are your TMS bags plugged in for your hot items, like your nuggets, strips, and hot sandwiches? Are your cold bags placed inside the freezer? They should be in the freezer with ice packs, ice shields, and then taken out when you're ready to load those items. Wrapped, of course, in ice shield for all your cold items. Doesn't matter what month it is, we always want to make sure we're delivering our cold items in that format. And so again, that's just a reminder on your checklist number 9. Last item is a mini moo. Look at this cute little guy right here. Toss inside the bag. as well as a catering menu and nutritional guide. Back to that wonderful quote again that says, successful catering representatives always think about the next sale. Again, little touches like this, our nice little second mile of service touch, they seem to always love it, as well as a catering menu. Again, that gets in the hands of the person that ordered it, or maybe another person in the department. That can be very successful for us, as well as a nutritional guide. That's just a nice touch to provide for our guests. So this is an exact bag for you, put together of the setting. I now have taken this completed sheet and written Mr. Wilson at the top of it. I've initialed by all of the items. I'm going to put this inside the bag, not to be left with the guest, by the way. It's not necessary. But again, this here then can be displayed back on the table. So if you can imagine, this is Mr. Wilson's. This is Mr. Johnson's invisible bag. This is another one for Lisa, and this is another one for Bill. Okay, so each person has a bag. Now we know exactly if it's there. The initials have indicated that this item is 100% correct. So when that person, like myself, shows up at delivery, I don't have to wonder, are there plates in the bottom of this bag? Are there salad dressings in this bag? Is there caramel sauce for the fruit? Is there a spoon to be able to portion the fruit onto the plate? Do I have to worry about any of the sauces missing? Even the little sauce spoons that get served with the sauces could be kind of a negative experience if the guests have always expected that in the past. Please, please make sure every time that you're placing a catering order and you've been entrusted to take care of the supplies, that you're using a checklist, that you're putting your initials on that, you're providing it properly, so we know that this has been done 100% complete, and we can count on it for future deliveries. So this, as far as being trained on this, I'm expecting everybody that's a part of our catering team to be fully capable of doing this. Here's the great thing after completing your catering training. Next week, someday next week, or someday over the next couple weeks, we're going to say, hey, can you throw together 15 settings for us right away for this delivery? Here's the catering order sheet. You'll know exactly what to do. Grab yourself a checklist, get the supplies you need. We'll get them trusted that it's done properly. It'll help us have an excellent and successful catering order, which again, we'll know the order again time and time from us again to provide this excellent service step. That's the next step in our training program. We're going to go right into building box meals and personalized box meals next. Now begins the section on building box meals and our personalized box meal program, which has been something really new that we've introduced this past year, and it's been really an awesome thing that we've done. A couple different accounts take advantage of it. I'll kind of describe what it is and how we build it, how we make it happen. I actually took care of one just last week, and it was a great success. It was kind of complicated and kind of strange and out there, but again, it gave us an opportunity to give the guests the picture, the idea that something they could create a dining experience for their guests that they're ordering for time and time again. So we'll get into that in just a moment, but let's begin with box meals. First of all, what's a box meal? Well, this is a box meal. Traditional box meal, or what we call the original box meal number one, consists of a hot Chick-fil-A sandwich, a bag of our waffle potato chips, as well as our freshly baked chocolate chunk cookie. So again, if somebody ordered 50 boxes, for example, like we do for Bill Doherty Kia on Saturdays, they'll get 50 box meal number ones. That's what they're looking to get, and they each get one just like this. So we're going to build together right now the supplies and how we prepare it prior to us putting a hot sandwich on it on site at the event as well, which we'll talk about in the next section of our training. And so again, this is the box. The box is opened up. Real simply, we're going to start with 2 napkins. 2 napkins are going to go to the bottom left corner of the box. Hope you can see that briefly. There you go. A couple napkins. We're next going to include a mint. Mint is going to go to the bottom right. We have 2 sauces that we're providing with this particular box. We don't always do this. Some just get a package of mayo, which is more the most common approach. For many of our accounts, they appreciate having a package of our Chick-fil-A sauce as well. So I have a packet of Chick-fil-A sauce above it, as well as a mayo packet above that. Freshly baked chocolate chunk cookie that is sealed and prepared and ready. A bag of our waffle potato chips. And that is pretty much the traditional box. Now, some guests will ask for a pickle cup on the side. Certainly seen that happen in the past, where a guest prefers a sandwich to not have pickles, but the pickle cup be served on the side. That's traditionally how we used to do most of our boxes. Here's an example of the pickle cup. That pickle cup, again, would go underneath the chips. I try to keep the pickles separated from the opposite corner of the cookie for obvious reasons. It leaks out of the cookie. It would be a very tasty cookie. But again, I keep that right in there if that's appropriate for the guests. And again, some accounts do appreciate having that. We're kind of getting away from that right now. We're going with the pickle just automatically on the sandwich. But again, that does sometimes occur, so that would be placed in the box as well. So you can see there's the only thing that's missing from this box for the guest, again, is the hot Chick-fil-A sandwich. We then close the box. And again, we would place that in one of our black catering bags, the travel bags that we carry. Each of those bags holds 12 boxes to a bag. So again, if we're doing 50 boxes, we would do 4 bags equaling 48, and 2 boxes just in a shopping bag on the side. So again, that's how we would deliver that. And then again, we'd open those up, put a hot Chick-fil-A sandwich in each one, open it up, put the hot Chick-fil-A sandwich over the cookie, close it back up, and display it for the guest. I also provided a fork here. Again, a fork is common, of course, if a guest does one of our box meal number 2s or box meal number 3s. Again, that's an option for our how we send that out to our guests. Our guests can kind of build it or how we create that for our guests. Box meal number 2 would include our superfood side. So again, they'd get everything else in here, but we'd add on a small superfood side. So of course, we'd add the fruit, we'd add the fork, as well as the roasted nut packet. If they got the fruit cup, that would be the box meal number 3. Box meal number 3 would get, of course, the fork in it as well, and the fruit cup added on site. So cold items are added on site at the location. Hot items are added on site as well, carried separately in their TMS bags, respectfully, and set up that way. Last thing to share with you, touched on briefly, is called a personalized box meal. This is actually a sticker. Again, we keep these in the office. Anthony or myself can assist you with these. But again, it's a really cool feature. It allows you to have a name listed right here on the box, as well as an entree selection. Side selections are appropriate, multiple obvious with it, with the waffle potato chips, the cookie, if it's the traditional number 1, add the fruit cup, add the superfood with it number 2 or number 3, or you can certainly even make it kind of special with adding like a yogurt parfait, side salad items like that. Different sauces that are listed, mayo, pickle cup, fork and cutlery set if they're present inside the box as well, and the name. The name would then be stick to the side of the box as such, and then displayed for the guests as well for them to see. Now, why did we create something like this? Because honestly, this is not something that is Chick-fil-A specific or all Chick-fil-A's do this. We wanted to create something that would allow a guest to order from us like they would from a traditional restaurant. One of our biggest accounts with this is a group called American Income Life. They are every other Monday. So if you're ever here on a Monday, every 2 weeks you see that there's kind of a hodgepodge of items. 5 Chick-fil-A sandwiches, 2 spicy sandwiches, 3 spicy Southwest salads, 1 chicken market salad, 2 wraps, things like that. And again, they all have their own name listed on that. Can get exactly what they like. We're really pushing this, as well as our catering trays in downtown Cleveland with a lot of the businesses, some smaller businesses, some larger businesses. We featured these boxes for a business for the very first time just this past week. Had great success with it. But it allows an opportunity for guests to say, I can order from a regular basis, even a weekly basis, even a daily basis with us by choosing kind of a nice personalized option as well. It's a great feature. You'll certainly have some experience with this in the very near future as well as you help us and assist us with box meals. So that's the assembly of box meals. Next step that we're going to go over is actually step-by-step guide to setting up a delivery display, also delivering box meals as well. We'll go to that right now. So I've just arrived at a delivery location. First things first, again, just a quick review like we said earlier. I want to make sure that you're arriving prior to the actual delivery time for the guest. So we're actually communicating that over the phone. If there's ever a question about that, it's okay to give that person a phone call from the order sheet prior to arrival. They may say, I want you delivered there right at 11:30. It's okay for you to arrive just a little bit earlier. Obviously being very respectful of their time, of course. You want to make sure that they're not getting the impression that you're delivering a wonderful hot nugget tray a half hour early. They get the impression that I'm not getting a very hot quality product, again, if it's set up too early. But also to make sure, again, that you're there with enough time to make sure that these settings are hitting this table at the appropriate time. You don't have guests waiting. I can assure you I've had deliveries in the past where I've shown up and had people literally standing behind me waiting to grab a plate as I put the plates on the table. Thinking to myself, I wasn't there early enough to make sure, again, it was displayed and properly set. I kind of like to create that magical moment. They walk in, they look at it, and they go, wow, it looks so nice. It's displayed so nice. That's really the type of experience I want each and every one of our guests to experience, especially when they've just spent hundreds of dollars potentially on a delivery with us. Again, that guarantees that they're going to order from us again. And so let me go over a little bit about how we set it up. So I've just arrived at the location. I've communicated with the person to be shown to the space that they'd like me to set it up. I assure them at that point that, please, if you'll allow me to do so, I'd like to set up all the displays for you, make sure it's all set, presentable, and great for you. I want to give them the confidence that I'll make sure it's set up for you. Don't worry about a thing. Give me, if you could, just 5-10 minutes at the most. I'll have it all looking great for you. So I'm here alone by myself at this point with the table and my settings and my food. Let's go ahead and lay it out how we'd set it up today. My supplies are here for us. My gallon of lemonade here as well. I start unloading everything out of the bag. I can already kind of feel what items are which. So I'm starting to move those into position that I know that they're going to be needed. Remember, I have the catering order sheet, checklist. I'm just going to fold that up, stick that in my pocket. That's, again, not something I'm, of course, going to leave on the delivery. I have my mini-moo, my catering menu nutritional guide. I'm going to toss it towards the end of the table. Create basically an island. Okay, how they walk up to the table, what are they going to get first? It's going to make sense for them to have their plates first. Plates. Cutlery sets are displayed in front. Not opening them up, I'm just leaving them in the box. So again, they're nicely displayed for them. I'm grabbing their mints for them. I'm going to open up their mints, toss the lid underneath, have that neatly displayed right here for us. Looking good so far. Got their caramel sauce here now. All my utensils that are needed. Right. Set this bag aside. Got the caramel sauce. So my vision is right now fruit, salad, wraps, hot chicken nuggets, cookies, lemonade there on the end with the cups. That's the kind of picture I have in my mind. I'm the guest, putting myself in their shoes. I grab a plate, helping myself to the items that I think would make the most sense first. Okay? So again, let's go ahead and get everything displayed. First, I'm going to pull out my cold items. Hot items I'll leave in the bag and the TMS bags as long as possible until I'm ready for those to be displayed. Okay? So let's begin with my fruit tray. Fruit tray is going to go here. I have a spoon that I'm going to set right on top. I'm not going to unlid the container unless the guest asks me to do so. I want to keep it sealed so it looks nice. However, I do want to take the wrapping off of the container. For the purposes of right now, I'm going to leave it on, of course. But again, I would actually take this off. I'd leave the lid on, but the wrapping that goes around it, that's kind of hard to mess with, I'm going to take that off for the guests so it's easier for them to access it. So when they're ready, they pull the lid off and they can just be ready to serve it, okay? So caramel sauce, what am I missing with the caramel sauce? Small serving spoon, okay? Little spoon, little sauce spoon for the caramel sauce. So far, so good. Got the fruit there. Let's grab the salad next. Salad here for us. I'm going to display that on the table. See, I have a pretty tight space. You know, I don't mind having a tight space as I show this to you today, because often when you go to a medical clinic or with a pharmaceutical rep, as many people have taken it in the past, it really is a compact space. Sometimes it's literally a countertop. Okay, so I got the salad here as well, along with my salad dressings. I'm going to go ahead and just display those next to the salad. All right. So now I have all my cold items. So far, so good. Next item I'm going to grab is our hot item stuff. Excuse me, our wraps. I apologize. I have wraps right now. So I have a small tray of wraps for you today. Again, leaving the lid on top as well. I'm going to set that right here. Next item I'm going to grab is our nugget tray. Nuggets, again, just like all the other items, I'm going to leave the lid on top of it. Wraps, by the way, are not required to have a tongs. Again, they are wrapped items. So again, guess when they're reaching into the wrap tray, they're grabbing that paper portion of it with their hands. It wouldn't make sense to necessarily have that. I certainly don't want to give them product they don't need or waste product that otherwise what we could use. I'm then going to put the cookies out. Cookie tray. I have my two sauces here. I have a barbecue sauce and Chick-fil-A sauce. Let me go grab the rest of the utensils that I need here. I'll take my tongs out of the casing. I'll use that for my cookies. I'll use the other tongs for the salad. I'll take the spoon and use it for the hot nugget tray. Again, laid right over the top of it, as you can see. Last thing but not least is the gallon of lemonade. I have my gallon of lemonade. I may use that on a different display and table, along with the cups. Okay? So I'm going to put this in a different space. I'm going to take the cups out of the wrapping, stack the cups nicely, open facing up on that, because again, I don't necessarily want it, part that they would put into their mouths, place on the countertop or a dirty surface if that's the case. So again, lemonade I'd have displayed along with the cups on that. And the final display, I take my little cow out of the packaging, display him neatly. That little guy, how nice that looks. Catering Menu Nutrition Guide, maybe I'll put that up here. And there you have it. So let me walk you through it. Plateware, cutlery and mints. Got a beautiful fruit tray with the caramel sauce on the side. Spoons for each. Salad tray along with the salad dressings. A nice small wrap tray. Medium nugget tray. Cookie tray in the back. Have the sauces here. I have two little spoons for this guy as well. Of course, I'd have those displayed just on top, just like I do with the caramel sauce. And this, my friends, is a display for a delivered order. Again, doesn't it look nice? Nothing brings me more joy on a delivery is when the administrative assistant or the person or the leader or the pharmaceutical rep or whoever it is comes into the room and goes, wow, is this nicely displayed? Wow, this looks so nice and ready for my guests. Again, this is the type of thing that separates us from our competition. These are the little steps that we do that really make us really shine. If we miss the opportunity to set it neatly and display it properly, again, the guests are not going to receive that experience. And again, it's not really going to help us stand out. I can guarantee it that the times that I've set these up for special deliveries, the ones I've ordered time and time again, because they count on us to look like this each and every time. So on the next delivery you do, make sure you're providing your settings with your hot and your cold bags respectfully. Make sure you're setting up a display similar to this. Have everything displayed, ensuring the guests, the contact that you have that order the order, and we'll take care of absolutely everything and make sure it looks as presentable and professional as possible. So that is how we set up in the step-by-step guide to setting up a delivery. I hope that's helpful to you, and I'm excited about you having the opportunity to do this very soon. In closing, as we wrap up our training together, I just want to tell you about the next steps. So the next step after finishing this training is going to be a written assessment. It's basically just kind of a fill-in-the-blank test out, if you will. Basically making sure that this information that I was able to share with you today, something that you absorb that information, that you learn from it, that you know what to do, and you're prepared and ready to be able to step into any position. Let me give you an example. Over the next couple weeks, as you finish up this video training as well as the written assessment, you're going to be called upon to put together 15 or 20 settings for a delivery. You're going to be called upon to say, here you go, here's everything you need to be able to go take the Sherwin-Williams delivery. Now, of course, we're going to give you some practical training with that and take you out with us for that delivery. But again, in the very near future, we're going to count on you to be able to rely on you in that regard. For some of you, this catering program won't be something that you're relied on really on a regular basis. We just want you to have the skills and ability to be able to be a part of it, plus to feel like you're really a part of this catering chain. So again, at times we could call upon you on a very big catering day or a very big catering week, or something on the fly where, hey, we have something, we need somebody that's capable of delivering this or setting up settings or setting up box meals. We can count on you for that. So again, this might not be something as practical for you as others, but again, we certainly want you to have the experience to be able to know what to do. So next opportunities are, of course, to get you to those deliveries, get that practical application going on with myself or Anthony or one of our other leaders, going out there and actually setting up a display and setting up the catering supplies and standing side by side and building box meals together and going and running selling events and other deliveries as well. We're looking forward to that opportunity with you as well. Again, in closing, our motto for catering here at Chick-fil-A Strongsville is, when Chick-fil-A is done right, there is no competition. We really, truly believe that. I can tell you from time and time again of going out on deliveries and setting these events up properly, being on time, running it successfully with all our settings and all the relationships that we build, that second mile service that we're providing for our guests. We really, truly are the best of the best. Guests love us, and we'll continue to be successful and grow as a result of your hard work and your efforts and your ability to perform and execute these catering events very, very well. I thank you for your time today. I'm excited and proud to welcome you a part of our catering team, and excited about the future growth that we're building through catering alongside of you. Thank you.